Hello everyone. My name is CJ, and welcome to an Advance Wars or Tiny Wars commentary. I think this is probably the first one on the channel. I guess I did have one a long time ago, but it is gone. Yeah, we're going to start because I did make that tutorial series, and so yeah, I will be making more Tiny Wars content. I wish Steam wasn't showing up there. But anyways, this first game was submitted by Buster. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't done his own video on it, but well, I'm going to do it now, so hopefully he doesn't decide to do it later. We're seeing Buster playing as green with Gauge Plus, and he is against Rodrigo playing as Zhao Tiantong. Let's look at, I guess, the profiles accidentally. Actually, I'm not going to look at them that in depth. But here's the COs. So we got Gauge Plus, 50% board. That's pretty normal. 3 radius instead of 2, so that's the improvement that he got. And then 30-60 expansion, and then his day-to-day plus 10 defense and offense for all units, and then indirects gain 20-10 as well. Oh, and naval units get 20-10. So that's 30-20 for indirects and naval. Then he has no CO power, but a super CO power is, I believe, the same as the cartridge, 30-20 for indirects and plus 2 attack range. We don't care about the naval units as they will not apply in this map, and then 10-10 to all other units. Meanwhile, he's playing against Zhao Tiantong, whose only thing is that his boarding cost is negative 90%. So when you board, say, a tank, then you get 6,300 back. So, quick math, you know. But yeah, his strength is really the early game, getting a huge advantage by basically getting a free like tech unit kind of. So that is Zhao Tiantong, and he was at negative 100% before, but he got nerfed slightly. We're still not sure how big that nerf really is. I still think he's really strong, but I haven't really played against him very much. Actually, I haven't played the game very much, but we'll find out in this game, I guess. And we're playing on the map 1.5 bases. So this is a map that Buster made. If the thing that's special about this is it is a very small map, but also you have these mystery buildings. These are a special feature in Tiny Wars in that these are basically factories that can be specified to make specific units. I don't know if it actually shows it in here or not, but I don't think it does. But when it comes down to it, the thing that makes them special is that they can only produce infantry and mech units, and the reason when you look at it is kind of obvious. They're surrounded by rivers. So when Buster was designing this map, or rather when he was testing it, he realized that everyone seemed to, or a lot of people seemed to not realize that this was waterlocked. And so they would produce like a tank here, and then they would just have one less base. So that's why this map is called 1.5 bases, because this one and this one can only produce infantry units. But looking at the size of the map, it probably makes sense to continuously produce infantry and mech units anyways. So without further ado, let us go on. We're going to get this a little bit faster here, 200. And let us begin. So Buster's, Buster's player 1. And yeah, going for some pretty standard caps. I think interesting is how early Buster's going for the airport first. So he doesn't have as many units that are out. And he takes double mech as well pretty early too. So I think Rodrigo might have an advantage in getting some of these contested properties. Well, I guess if we want to check this real quick, the dividing line in this map is pretty like it's pretty what's the word? Stable. There's nothing that is like really on the dividing line, and that's not really a formal dividing line, but there's nothing that's on the dividing line, which means there are properties that are expected to be gotten by each player. And so in that respect, I think it does make sense. Buster's capturing the airport earlier because the contested properties aren't really contested. But we'll see if anyone really aggresses early. Since this is Fog of War, it's pretty hard to aggress early, since you would need a unit to spot before you can actually attack. And when a unit is here on a friendly city or a friendly property, then it's not really useful to attack them because they're just going to get healed. So, yeah. So really what's going to be interesting is how they break out of the neutral phase, because this will be neutral right now. Oh, he's Buster's taking an early attack to try to interrupt that cap. I don't know if he'll be successful. However, he does have two mechs pretty close by. So Buster is taking up more space. He's getting his cap. He denied that cap for one turn. He's getting a couple kills. Doing a pretty good job at hiding his mechs as well. His tank is protected. So we have two war tanks. Wait, what? I was not paying attention to that one. Two war tanks are out. Buster doesn't know that a war tank is out and that a war tank can be CO'd at this time. He is getting a lot of value out of those mechs, though. But yeah, CO War Tank gives so much money. Look at Rodrigo's income lead, right? Or his current army value right now is insane. So now, let's see. Now Buster knows that there is a war tank. I had to go back a little bit. Actually, he knows there's two war tanks now. Did I go? This is correct, right? Yeah, he knows there's two war tanks. Can't. I can't imagine how that would feel to just run into two war tanks and a bomber. It feels pretty bad, I would say, to run into this. We do have anti-tank, but what is he gonna... I guess he does have the AA as well. So all the counter units are here. He's throwing mechs at the war tank at the top to try to get rid of that. But yeah, this is still pretty precarious position. Another bomber comes out. A lot of tech units. And I guess on this map, I guess another thing that I forgot to mention, I think, is that this map is 1.5 times income, and so they only have 10 properties, but they're getting 15 K in income per turn. So I guess that's why there's a lot of tech units. I mean, yeah, you can only spend up to 2,500 on this base, so naturally, I guess you have 12.5 K at least to spread between your airport and your base. And in the case of Xiao Tiantong, I think you just kind of print money. So, yeah, he has a lot going on there. But we do see Buster has his CO power right now. He has indirects decently lined up, but still, it's pretty difficult. He is able to block the caps. He does use his CO power late in the turn. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm not sure if there was really anything else he could have done about that either. So yeah, he's still on the back foot considering how much money Zhao Tiantong has. Rodrigo tries to go for that cap at the top. I think I'm playing this too fast. Maybe I should slow this down because I am not able to talk about everything going on here. But yeah, I mean, material. Wait, Buster actually has a lead right now, in terms of income. I guess because, yeah, Rodrigo's not getting the value out of his CO. Actually, how did this change so rapidly? Oh, I guess the AA killing the bomber or doing significant damage to the bomber plus destroying the war tank at the top, yeah, is leading to the army values kind of flipping right now. But yeah, Buster's still getting pretty decent value out of using his CO zone pretty effectively, getting a lot of buffs. But again, it's still really hard to fight when your enemy has just so much money. I'm not sure if he knows that this rocket is here. It kind of sees a lot of the map. I think he might have. Did he see the rocket at some point? I'm not sure. Ooh, this is a good opportunity to just trap the CO tank, so that he can't CO for another turn. Oh, never mind. He just killed it. Because I feel like a 2 HP war tank, was it a 2 HP war tank or something, doesn't have that much value, and so it's actually pretty good to not kill it. But yeah, so now he gets to CO again on the war tank, and you see his army value shoot up again, which is mega annoying. But he's not losing. Properties still haven't switched sides at all. So overall, still pretty decent. I wonder if he saw this mech. Maybe he didn't see that mech. I swear he should have seen that mech. Because it was on the mountain. Yeah, he should have seen that mech. I don't know what he would have necessarily done about it. What Buster would have done about it. Maybe move his artillery to see it, instead of killed this infantry. But oh well. Because that does a lot of damage to this anti-tank. I guess he might not have vision to get that anti-tank, so never mind. Yeah, I think overall, though, Buster has had very effective mech trades, whereas Rodrigo has been generally relying on just brute force and income or money advantage. But I think Rodrigo's, despite having huge army value, is kind of on the back foot. I think Buster's established himself. He has pretty good indirects, especially on the left side, and the right side is just mech ridden, and so good trades generally are not occurring there for black. Yeah, we have still more AAs around, but there are also 2 bombers again. So that's kind of annoying. Yeah, these bombers really just do so much damage. And of course they're mega expensive, but this is Xiaotiantong, so I really don't think that Buster should have killed the CO earlier. I think it would have been better to keep him alive for at least another turn. That kind of stuff is why Zhao Tiantong is very odd to play against, because sometimes you just have to think about like not killing them. Can he reach? Oh, he can't. Oh wait, no, he can with that one. Just so many freaking bombers everywhere. He doesn't know that this other bomber exists too. Did he see that one? 1, 2, 3. I think he did. So it knows there's yet another bomber there. But yeah, really good thing to do against Xiao Tiantong is somehow trap. Dude, he's like actually giving it to you. If you just surround this bomber with like a couple units that, yeah, just like infantry or mechs, that's like super high value, and I think he's doing it. Yeah, because he can't. I don't know why Rodrigo moved there. Actually, did he run out of ammo? What is? Yeah, he ran out of ammo, and yeah, he really shouldn't have moved there. I think he should have moved here, to force the kill on the CO. Because when you're playing Zhao, you actually want to die as many times as possible to churn how many times you can board your CO. And now that the bomber is literally stuck there and cannot move, you just delete it. Delete it. Please delete it. Yeah, he needs to delete it. No, he's not deleting it. Yeah, you need to have the awareness to delete it. Because every other CO, you don't want your CO to die, but Zhao, because he gains value by dying or boarding, you need to know when to... Okay, he did delete it this turn. But if he deleted it last turn, it would have been better. He doesn't have enough money to invest in something huge, like a bomber again. I don't know why he doesn't have the money. He could have probably done that, but at this point, like, he's gonna get a lot of money again for boarding the medium tank, I guess. But I think he should have really boarded the Duster. Boarding air units as Zhao is really good because air units die very easily. They tend to be really fragile. They're also pretty effective at being annoying. And so you force your opponent to kill them, and then you get to churn again. Rodrigo's not really taking advantage of that fact. And there is some merit in putting your CO in a more durable unit as Zhao, because as a CO you are getting the veterancy buff, so he does get naturally 20/20 attack and defense, and so when you're on the front lines, yeah, you kind of want that. But here's a really effective CO power of just getting so much range on all of those units, making them into rockets, basically. So, yeah, we're seeing a lot of... I don't remember what I was going to say. I don't know where there's fighter there. That one's kind of a weird one, I guess. But now Rodrigo has resorted to spamming out rockets, which are pretty good on this map. But I think Buster is solidly winning here, unless Rodrigo can manage to churn his CO even faster. I think Rodrigo had the best advantage when he was boarding bombers, but at this point, I think Buster has enough units, has basically reached a critical mass where he's not going to die, and he has so many units to cover each other, especially as Gage. The indirects cover each other, and are pretty effective at getting rid of any threats before they can really do significant damage. Buster has the vision as well. Knows where everything's at. Yeah, sees the whole board now. Is able to take relatively safe captures. If the rocket prioritizes the interrupt, then it doesn't hit that medium tank. And there are just so many mechs at the top that these are going to be decent attacks, but they're not going to be effective trades because just another mech will come by and attack. There's also the arty. Everything is placed pretty properly. Yeah, it's pretty much going to be GG pretty dang soon. Yeah, I like this trap. But yeah, it's not super effective when you have nothing else but rockets. No other units to really support what's going on here. And so Rodrigo resigns. Understandably, he's down by a lot. So that was a really interesting game. I liked that a lot. There was a lot of back and forth. Yeah, I think Zhao Tong on this map is insane as a CO, but you need to use it right. Gauge Plus is also pretty good. And yeah, both players made mistakes in certain aspects, but yeah, I think overall Buster was pretty good at showing his strength here. But yeah, there was a lot of moments, especially where I think Rodrigo should have tried to churn faster, and where I think Buster should have tried to not attack and kill the CO. Is something I've seen a couple times. I played one game as Zhao against Advanced Warrior, and then he also kind of misplayed in a similar respect where he killed my CO precisely when I wanted him to. And I wasn't expecting it, but I got a huge boost from that because I was able to like board a bomber after it. And yeah, in a similar way, Rodrigo was able to board this bomber after this turn, which is really huge. I think if Buster didn't do that at that point in time, he probably could have won the game a lot faster. But at the same time, I guess he had no anti-air at this point. But yeah, that extra funding from that bomber was huge. So yeah, that was 1.5 bases, Buster versus Rodrigo. If you have any thoughts, feel free to put that down in the comments or talk to us on the TinyWars Discord. We're pretty active. I'm around pretty often. I know Buster is also there pretty often. I've never seen Rodrigo before on the Discord, but yeah, if you would like to share thoughts, talk about stuff, talk strategy, whatever, feel free to hang out with us. But that's it. So I will see you all next time.